Right, welcome along. I am chatting about insomnia with Andrea Marsh. Andrea, do you want to just give us a little bit of a background about what you do?
Yes, hello, I'm Andrea from Cotswold Menopause. I help women alleviate their symptoms naturally with practical solutions to effectively just alleviate menopausal symptoms.
Awesome. So, insomnia and sleep problems is a biggie. It really
Massive.
is.
Yeah.
And it has such a knock-on effect on everything, doesn't it? Poor sleep just makes you feel crap for the rest of the day and
Yeah.
just awful. So, where can we start trying to claw back some sleep?
Mm, it's huge. And one thing I see regularly is somebody saying, have you got a quick tip? I can't sleep. And then you see this list of 100 comments of all these quick tips. And the thing is, do you work your way through the 100 suggestions of things that work for some ladies, didn't work for others? Or actually, do you speak to someone that can break down exactly what your sleep pattern is, what your problems are, and then build it all back up again? And that's the way I work. Because I'm very practical, but my background, I should just say, is a theory of Chinese medicine. And this gives you a massive insight into the patterns of the body and what's going on. So, in a minute, when we break down some of the insomnia patterns, it all comes from understanding just how the body's working. So, it's like a fusion of Western medicine and Eastern theory, and it comes together. So, where do we start with working out your insomnia? Because though every woman is different, there are about 4 or 5 major things that are causing it. So you're very, very lucky if sniffing something that's lavender and chamomile sorts out your insomnia. I think those people are few and far between. There's a reason why every sleep blend in the supermarket has lavender and chamomile in it. I'm not dismissing them because I'm very much into essential oils, but they're not the whole problem because a lot of what is going on with insomnia is physical issues. And then those physical issues tend to lead more to the mental issues. My mind is whirring and stuff. So I thought what I'd do first of all is I just break down the main points of insomnia, and they happen at different times of night. And let's start with the biggie, night sweats.
Yep.
And as Emily knows, she's heard me talk about night sweats and the liver ad nauseum over the last 2 years. So all I'm going to say is go and find our new guide section about the liver and night sweats, or my free guide about night sweats, because if you wake up and you're sweating profusely, or if you just wake up hot, obviously there's everything from hot through to having to go and have a shower, that's incredibly disruptive of your night, and it's probably going to lose you a sleep cycle of 90 minutes. And that's how the night is broken up. It's broken into these 90-minute cycles, and every 90 minutes, effectively, you do wake up to some degree because your body wants to check you're alive. So that's the way to look at the night, is that you sleep for 90 minutes, wake up slightly, sleep for 90 minutes, wake up slightly, and you go through that, 5 times or something through to the morning. So another thing to add is that the best sleep, the deepest sleep you get is at the start of the night. And so this is why it's so important to get some sleep cycles in before night sweats start. So night sweats happen about 1 to 3 a.m. So you can get 1 or 2 sleep cycles in before that, 2 preferably when you're in the perimenopause. That means like going to bed about 10ish. But women, there are a lot of women that can't switch off and they can't go to bed that early. And that tends to be a personality thing. It's your life. I've always gone to bed late. I've never been able to switch off between 1 and 2 a.m. And then of course, if you don't go to bed till that late, you get up late. So that getting to bed early and switching your mind off, that's its whole thing in itself. And there'll be different mechanisms, different lifestyle changes, implementing different practical solutions, whether it's like you have the hot bath with the essential oils. There's so many things that we've got to look at to switch your mind off if that is your problem, you can't get to sleep. So then let's take it that you've got to sleep and you've got some sleep in. Then we hit the whole night sweats cycle, which not every woman suffers from. If you do suffer from it, there's plenty you can do, but that's a whole other talks. So like I say, I start looking at that in my free guide, and that's speckled all throughout the group, so you should find that easily. But night sweats have got a lot to do with processing what you've eaten for dinner. And one of the major things is the amount of sugar that was in your dinner. And if you process the amount of sugar in your dinner that night, that puts the energy into your bloodstream. So that's the reason why you can feel really wide awake at about 3, 4 a.m. Because now you've got, well, hey, I've like eaten the equivalent of a Mars bar at 9 p.m. And so now you're ready to use up the energy of that Mars bar. And this is why people can find themselves so wide awake in the early hours of the morning. But some other things to look at are, you can also wake up cold. So we've now got you to sleep. We've now looked at the night sweats. The night sweats can wake you up with the heat. But actually, when night sweats stop, you're a bit like an engine, and the engine switches off. So around about 4 o'clock in the morning, you've thrown up all your duvet and everything. You're lying there, go, oh, thank heavens I'm cooling down. Fall back to sleep, but then you can wake up cold. So that's another trigger for waking up. So it's not about kind of keeping you asleep. It's about nipping these triggers in the bud so that you don't keep waking up. Because like I said, you do wake up every 90 minutes, but you could just wake up into like a semi-consciousness and then go back to sleep again. Your body goes, yeah, you're alive. But if you wake up thoroughly and you've got too much energy in your system, then it's more difficult to get back to sleep. And the reason why your body is checking every 90 minutes or so is you're alive. It's running its own little tests and things. But one of the things, and this is the biggie now at about 4 a.m., is have you got enough nutrition in your system? So the nervous system starts doing its kind of replenishment roughly between 4 and 6 a.m. And you'll know this as REM, rapid eye movement, dreaming. And this is where the nervous system is kind of dejunking what happened the previous day, sorting out and filing stuff, but it needs to relax and calm down. And if it hasn't got the right type of nutrition in your body, it's too scared to really calm down or relax too much in case you die. So really a lack of nutrition means your nervous system can't relax in the middle of the night. And so this is why things like having multivitamins and magnesium come in. If you're not getting enough of those in your diet, your body really wants those kind of things. And this will manifest in your sleep as waking up with restless legs, cramps, achy legs. A lot of leg symptoms means magnesium. Again, I see that regularly in the group. And if anybody says take magnesium and you're not taking magnesium, that is a quick tip. Take magnesium. I used to eat a lot of magnesium-rich foods, and the night I took magnesium as a supplement, my sleep went back. So it just shows that your body is just desperate for nutrients at this whole time of life, the whole perimenopause. And this then leads us into a whole other area called adrenal fatigue and a hormone called cortisol, basically munching up and leaching your body of nutrients. So it's in a short space of time, you could lose your sleep, you'll get aches, you'll get brain fog, your emotions will have changed. And this is actually very much to do with the nutrients just suddenly being stolen from you. So that whole 4 to 6 a.m. is to do with nutrients and relaxation of the nervous system. And one last one to throw in, and this one sounds like a real curveball, and Emily might have something to say about this because I haven't let her get a word in edgeways yet. How's about too much exercise can actually lead to less sleep? I think you can probably explain that one better than me.
Yes, I learned this one the hard way. There is definitely a sweet spot of exercise, and it's different for each person. You know, for some people it might be a 20-minute walk, for some people it might be a HIIT session or a spin session or whatever. It doesn't really matter what it is when you find the thing that's right for you. But if you do a lot of long endurance cardio, so really long runs, long bike rides, whatever, it can affect the cortisol levels, which brings you back to what Andrea was just saying about the cortisol, which therefore you feel exhausted, but you don't sleep very well because your body is, you've unsettled the balance.
Yeah, I think there's a saying that I heard a few months ago, and I must admit I've used it a lot since, wired but tired.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you feel like that is you, then you're definitely in this whole realm of there's too much cortisol, it's stealing too much of your nutrients, you're not getting a quality of sleep. And that situation is a catch-22 situation when you're in it, and so many symptoms then a knock-on. So when you're not getting quality of sleep, your emotional wellness declines. And with that, low moods, mood swings, not handling situations, not having the cognitive ability that you used to have, brain fog. I mean, it's like a domino effect of all the symptoms, which the good news is it's a reverse domino effect when you start resolving your sleep issue. Because so many people say to me, oh, I've got this, or I've got that. And I'd rather people told me what their 30 odd symptoms were. Because if you come to me and just go, I've got this one symptom, how do I fix it? Yes, I could give you a quick tip that may or may not work, but actually knowing what your whole pattern of symptoms is then tells us what the underlying causes are, because there's only a handful of them. Then we start rebalancing, resolving, maintaining or boosting whatever those underlying issues are. Then 30 odd symptoms that sat on maybe 3 or 4 underlying issues, 30 symptoms go. So it's like, don't come to me with one symptom, come to me with 30 symptoms, because that tells me what's going on underneath. So, and I do get a lot of messages privately, and please still keep sending those private messages, but they don't have simple answers. Because I get, oh, I've got a symptom or two, what can I do about it? And I was like, how long is a piece of string? You know, I want to help you, but doing things naturally is doing a lot of things. A lot of little things. And the way I say is you do lots of little things spaced out over some time. I did all these things spaced out over 2 or 3 years, but I help women do all these things over the space of 1 to 2 months now. And you see the results that quickly. So all of these little things, and they've all got to become habits. So taking your supplements every day, it's got to become a habit.
Yeah.
If you forget, you've got to start taking again. And then that's a habit. Tweaking what you eat at dinner time, maybe moving it to lunchtime, and just moving your foods around a day. I never try to take foods out of people's diet. Give them the knowledge that actually if you take these foods out, it's going to help you, but it's up to you if you want to take the foods out. But again, little changes. So I'm not going to take away your food and give you a diet sheet. We don't do that. It's all about little changes, and all these little changes, in all these different areas. So adding supplements in, maybe taking potatoes out, let's say, tweak. They all come together to make your body feel happier, to make your body more balanced, to actually start balancing your hormones. So instead of them doing all of this, they're starting to do more of this. There's also looking at and getting rid of the bad estrogens, because estrogen is one big word, but it's a banner for lots of estrogens. So there's good estrogens and bad estrogens. So it's getting the bad stuff out of your system and letting the good stuff do its work. So I think I'm rambling now, but it's what I want to get across is if you sort out your insomnia, you sort out your health. You sort out your health, you're actually going to just eradicate so many menopausal symptoms. So it's worth taking the time. And there's a lot of women that haven't got the patience, and I'm just like, I wish I could get you to see that actually just the patience to work on your sleep can work out everything else. Because the sleep is the root of so much of your health.
Yeah.
It's we've all got, most of us got some downtime, unless you're a key worker at the moment. Project sleep. This is a great time to sort out things in your health, because especially if you're furloughed and at home or something, there are you have got some space maybe to spend on time for yourself, unless you're homeschooling.
Yeah, absolutely. And it
I
is
feel for every woman that's doing that.
okay. Sleep is absolutely, as you say, underpins everything, doesn't it? So anybody watching this who's thinking, oh, well, my sleep's awful, but book an appointment with Andrea, have a look through the other articles that she shared and so on and so forth, and start, but be mindful that this isn't, you do one thing and today you sleep well from then on. It is
not sprint.
We are all different. Yes, we're all going through perimenopause, but each of us is just slightly different, and for each of us we're going to need to just tailor things just slightly differently. And if you do that under the guidance of somebody like Andrea, you will get there a lot quicker than just going to the chemist and buying another supplement and another one and another one.
Actually, what I'll just add to that, so my free guide, cotswoldmenopause.co.uk/successful natural menopause. In there are the first 5 or 6 supplements and changes you can make. So I actually give you a whole load to get started on. And it's almost, don't come to me till you've done all that, in the nicest possible way, because I want to help the women that have got those last nasty few things left, the more complex things, the things we really have to tailor to. But actually a majority of what I see on the thread is take a multivitamin, take magnesium, take them for 1 month and then see what symptoms you've got left. And it's amazing how many women just may not have symptoms after 1 month. It's I try not to get frustrated, but I just want to say to women, just what you need to know with the menopause is that you've got a lot of stuff now missing in your body you desperately need. Forget why that happens. You know, it's called hormones, stress, life, everything else, ill health, whatever. But what your body is crying out for is some basic nutrition. So the aches and pains in your legs, cramps, migraines, bloating, brain fog, crying, low moods, mood swings, all of these things are indication that your body is out of balance. And it's mainly out of balance because it's missing stuff. And that stuff that is missing are vitamins and minerals. If I could just get that across to every single, what did you say, 13.7 thousand people in the group now?
Today, yep.
Today, it might be 15,000 tomorrow. Yeah, if I could get across to every woman that actually knock out the basics by taking some supplements and then we deal with what's left, I'd be very, very happy.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrea.
Oh, you're welcome. See you again soon.